Hello everyone. Today I will present a simple introduction of Bitcoins. Before I start, I would like to explain the concept of virtual currencies. Virtual currencies are divided into three categories. The first one is closed virtual currencies. This is a kind of non-physical currencies which can only be used in a closed virtual environment, mostly online games. For example, the Apex points in the game Apex Legends. You can complete missions and get Apex points and use it to purchase some gears. The second categories are one-way currencies. One-way currencies is that you can use it to buy some physical services or online goods. For example, Nintendo points, Facebook credits, and Amazon coins. The third categories is the convertible currencies. The convertible currencies can be trade in and sold out. For example, Bitcoins, Litecoins, and Ethereum belongs to these categories, and we call them the cryptocurrencies. Most media often refer cryptocurrencies to virtual currencies. But in fact, cryptocurrencies is only one of the subcategories of virtual currencies, and that's the very first thing we need to know about. In my following presentation, I will introduce how Bitcoin was invented and how the process of mining Bitcoins, and I will evaluate Bitcoin system's pros and cons. In 2008, a man called Satoshi Nakamoto published a thesis called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system in an academic forum in the United States. Satoshi has a vision of creating a new money system with no flaws. This requires several innovation ideas, including the concept of blockchain and the concept of mining. These two technologies are the basic backgrounds of how the cryptocurrencies functions, and most other currencies besides Bitcoin were also built based on these two concepts. After Satoshi published the thesis, it attracted a lot of attention because he described a very perfect and advanced money system. Many top engineers on the internet began building the system based on the contents in the thesis. And because the theses are written in a great detail, it only took 2 months for the engineers to complete the systems. However, since the birth of Bitcoin, many people would like to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, but so far, no one knows. During the development of Bitcoin, many engineers have had email contact with Satoshi, but no one had really met him in person. In his personal profile in a website, he described himself a 43-year-old man lived in Japan. However, this was widely suspected because in his thesis, his English writing is as proficient and authentic as just like his mother tongue, and he used a lot of American English, British English, and even Irish, but not Japanese. Also, since Satoshi's algorithms design is Satoshi always spoke at random times. This shows that he might be concealing his nationality and time zones. And also, some people think his algorithms is too sophisticated, and it is not like what a person can do it alone. Various signs indicate that Satoshi Nakamoto may be a fake identity. Next, in January 2009, Bitcoin system began operating. Since then, many people have begun devote their money into mining Bitcoins. Since the most primitive money in the world are mined, like gold and silver. So the process of obtaining Bitcoin is called mining. You can download a mining program on your computer and make it work so that you can mine Bitcoins. Many people think that the method of earning money is easy, but however, whether or not you can mine Bitcoins depends on 3 things: the speed at which Bitcoins are generated, and your speed of your computer. And also, there is other competitors. In a fully decentralized monetary system, there is no agencies or authority to regulate the system. When, whether, and when the bitcoins are generated are decided all by the peer-to-peer network. The speed at which bitcoins are generated is said to change from fast to slow, as the red line shows. And the speed at which bitcoins are generated each block are said to change to decrease geometrically, with a 50% reduction every 210,000 blocks, as the blue line shows. And approximately, it took 4 years to have a 50% reduction. Since the birth of Bitcoin in 2009, 3 times 50% reductions have happened, and the gap between each reduction is about 4 years. Through calculation, scientists find out that the Bitcoin system won't stop running until 2140, and the total existence of Bitcoins will not be more than 21 millions. Today, about 18 million Bitcoins have been generated. So we can tell that the Bitcoins we can mine is become fewer and fewer, and mining Bitcoins becomes more difficult. Now, if you use a normal computer program to mine Bitcoins is not enough. So, a machines dedicated to mining Bitcoins was invented. A mining machine is about $2,000 to $3,000 each, and a mining machine could help you mine 1 Bitcoin if it worked for about 10 to 12 months, which means if you purchase 10 mining machines and make it work for about 2 months, it could help you make all your money back. However, the mining machines will be consumed in the process of mining. Mining machines require large number of electricity. Also, and you might also need air conditioner to cool your machines down. And moreover, the graphics card in each machine need to be changed. After then, I will evaluate Bitcoin system's pros and cons. The first advantage Bitcoin system has is that it has a constant value. Since Bitcoins cannot be issued by any other countries, it is hard to be affected by international situation. And so it is not easy to depreciate. The paper currency in our hand is the easiest to depreciate. Once the government printing more and more money, our money becomes less valuable. The second advantage is that Bitcoin system is safe. When you walk on the road, the paper currency in your pocket may be stolen or lost. But in Bitcoin system, Bitcoins is just an encrypted numbers, so it is surely safer than the paper currencies. The third advantage is that Bitcoin systems require low handling fee. In bank, when we need to have currency transactions, it requires much handling fees. But in Bitcoin system, in the early days when Bitcoin system was just born, with a small number of Bitcoins and its low price, most miners didn't care whether users paid handling fee or not. But as Bitcoins becomes more and more popular, some miners began charging handling fee, but they are still much lower than the ones in the bank. Bitcoin system also has a lot of drawbacks. First, it is easy to forget your account and password. In the bank, if you forget your password and account, the bank can use ID verifications to find your account back. But in Bitcoin system, your account and your password is just a group of numbers, which means if you lost it, it cannot be retrieved anymore. Secondly, the transaction in Bitcoin system is irreversible. For example, once a hacker obtains your Bitcoin's account and trade your money out and sold your money out, your money cannot be brought back anymore. The third drawback is that since Bitcoin system cannot be supervised, it is especially suitable for doing some illegal events like laundering and other illegal transactions. The fourth drawback is that Bitcoin system is unfair. In the early days, when Bitcoin systems are just published, few people knew about it, so that it caused an uneven separation of wealth. A person once spent 10,000 Bitcoins to purchase 2 pizzas, which equals to spending $100 million US. The fifth drawback is that Bitcoin system can be copied. Since Satoshi's thesis is open to public, anyone could go onto the internet and copy down his algorithms. Anyone could create their own cryptocurrency systems. Right now, on the world, there are over 5,000 cryptocurrencies existed. So, after my evaluate, if you have enough money, would you choose to invest in Bitcoin systems? No. I want to say that Bitcoin system is just a kind of hard assets. By now, we realize that if we care about having a bright financial future, we only need to devote ourselves into the hard assets. Hard assets is like stock, gold, real estate, bonds, or high interest savings. These hard assets are insurance against depreciation. Rather than keeping our money in the bank or other places, I would rather choose to devote it into hard assets and gradually it become more valuable. And it's always a good idea to put your investments towards Bitcoins and other hard assets. Hopefully, if you didn't know much about Bitcoins before, my presentation will help you, could answer your questions. That's the end of my presentation.